Hello everyone, and welcome to my art history presentation. Today we are exploring Chapter 6 from Gardner's Art Through the Ages, the Etruscans. In our last chapter, we studied ancient Greece. In today's chapter, we will be studying the Etruscans. Their territory lay between the Arno and Tiber rivers of central Italy. Today, this region is called Tuscany, a word derived from Etruscan. The Etruscans were highly skilled seafarers and became rich through trade. By the 6th century BCE, they controlled most of northern and central Italy. Powerful cities like Tarquinia, Cerveteri, Volchi, and Veii existed as separate seats of power and never united to form a kingdom. Instead, Etruria existed as a territory which shared common linguistic ties and religious beliefs and practices. In this image, you can see the Greek periods we studied in orange at the bottom of the slide. The Etruscans were contemporaries of the ancient Greeks and engaged in trade with them. Each influenced the other, and while there are important differences, the trajectory of artistic changes followed similar patterns. Historians classify the periods of Etruscan art using the same basic categories as Greek art: geometric and orientalizing, archaic, classical, and Hellenistic. Let's start with the orientalizing period. During the period from 900 to 600 BCE, the pace and scope of trade exposed both Greek and Etruscan artists to Eastern artworks. Motifs like the lions engraved on the Etruscan fibulae on the right were borrowed from the Orient. Next, we have the Archaic period. Perhaps you can spot the similarities in the styles of these sculptures. The portraits in particular all share the stiff, archaic smile. The 5th century BCE was a golden age in Greece, but not in Etruria. In 509 BCE, the people of Rome expelled the last of their Etruscan kings and replaced the monarchy with a republican form of government. This is where our next chapter, Chapter 7, the Roman Empire, will begin. However, art production continued in Etrurian cities, especially the casting of statues in bronze and terracotta. Like in the Greek classical and Hellenistic examples, you can see stylistic changes towards naturalism, drama, and expression. Etruscan temples resembled contemporaneous Greek temples in some ways, but has some very important differences. A key difference is the materials the Etruscans used were more temporary in nature. This included wood for the columns, tiles to cover timbered roofs, and walls of sun-dried brick. All that remains of Etruscan temples today are the stone foundations, whereas Greek temples, on the other hand, which were constructed of marble, have survived the test of time. Etruscan temples also had a frontal entrance, whereas Greek temples could be entered from all sides. Additionally, unlike Greek temples, which had one cella, Etruscan temples had 3 cellas, one each for their chief gods, Tinia, Uni, and Minerva. Finally, instead of pedimental statuary used in Greek temples like the statue of Athena in the cella of the Parthenon, Etruscans placed life-sized narrative statuary along the roof ridges. The statue of Apollo was part of a group depicting a Greek myth. Etruscan women participated in societies in ways that appalled other Greco-Romans. Etruscan women attended banquets and reclined with their husbands on a common couch. This was foreign to the Greeks. Only men, boys, slave girls and prostitutes attended Greek symposia. Greek wives remained at home and rarely appeared in public life unless they were playing a specific role in a ceremony like a wedding. In Etruria, however, women attended sporting events with the men, retained their own names, could legally own property, and were literate. Like the Mycenaeans, wealthy Etruscans buried their dead in tholos tombs. However, unlike the Mycenaeans, who built their tholos tombs from masonry blocks, the Etruscans carved their tombs out of the limestone. The rooms were cut to mirror the layout and furnishings of an actual Etruscan home. Another style of Etruscan tombs featured painting rather than carved interiors. In the Tomb of the Leopards, named for the two beasts that are shown within the pediment of the rear wall, Banqueting couples are also shown. The men have dark skin and the women have light skin, which is the same convention we have seen in other ancient cultures. In Roman mythology, Romulus and Remus are twin brothers whose story tells of the event that led to the founding of the city of Rome. Born in Alba Longa, an ancient Latin city, the twins were seen as threats to the king's rule. They were ordered to be killed and left on the banks of the Tiber River to die. They were saved by the god Tiberius, father of the river, and survived with the care of others at the site that came to be called Rome. One of the fabled caregivers was a wolf who suckled the infants. Scholars have long believed that the statue of the Capitoline wolf was made by an Etruscan workshop for the new Roman Republic after the expulsion of the last Etruscan king. It was intended as a totem for the new government. However, more recent evidence suggests that it was cast in a 12th century medieval Italian foundry. The 5th century BCE was a transitional time for Etruria. Rome began to appropriate Etruscan territory. Finally, in 89 BCE, the struggle ended with the conferring of Roman citizenship on all of Italy's inhabitants. The Etruscans became Roman citizens, and Etruscan art became Roman art.